Okay. We are back. We've got to get into this really quickly because the Chelsea Twitter account has actually just, for the first time ever, I think, has actually told us what time the lineups are coming. They've said that they're coming at 15 past, which was when I was going to stream, so I'm starting a little bit early. I apologise if people were expecting it to be at 15 past, which is when the stream was scheduled for. But yeah, we've got to kind of get into it because the lineup's going to be out really, really soon. So yeah, 5 minutes to go. Let me just pop the chat out and everything, and we can vibe. To this day, I'm still so slow. Welcome in. Also, I apologise if the lighting is weird today. The sun is going in and out behind clouds, and I cannot change my camera to a setting that agrees with both, so I've kind of had to choose one or the other. But yeah, welcome in. Is the chat working on screen? I don't know. It is working on the actual window, but not on screen. Anyway. Chelsea versus Liverpool, very, very big game for multiple reasons. Obviously, we have the caveat of it's a big game. It's Liverpool versus Chelsea. Obviously, this is the reverse fixture that happened earlier, and earlier on in the season in October, and we played pretty well in that reverse fixture. And I think that this is a game which, at home, because we were at Anfield, we could 100% win this and be quite confident, especially considering Liverpool should play a rotated side here. Even bigger news is that it's currently half time in the other fixtures right now, and Newcastle are losing to Brighton at the moment. So if, and that's a very big if Brighton hold on to that victory, or even if Newcastle draw that game and we get a few goals here, we can leapfrog them into fourth. And yes, Mason Mount scored today, which, again, I like to joke around with Mason Mount. He's a good bloke, so good for him. It's good for him to get his career back on track, despite it being his first goal all season. I saw that, I was like, surely not. Surely that not being his first goal all season. Yeah, he might. To be honest, he's living in Manchester. He probably meets a lot of Londoners over there. He probably would like to go back to Brentford. But no, so let's quickly, because we've got 3 minutes now. I'm not going to sit here too long. Let's switch over to this screen. That's not the right screen. That screen. There we go. Switch over to this screen, and we can do the bingo card real quick before the lineups come out. Now, I've got a few new ones here. Most of them are just the same as usual. We have a George app, just because I think that this is such a big game, and for him to get an appearance in this game would be a big one. I've gone for Jackson 4 in 3. This is if he gets his 4th goal in the space of 3 games. I think he will. I really back Jackson to score today against the Liverpool high line. I think that he's going to be the one to watch here in terms of our attacking threat. Clean sheet, again, this is really weird, but we've been slowly racking up clean sheets in recent times, with at the Bridge especially, and yeah, with hopefully Sanchez playing, hopefully not Jurgensen. I think that we could keep a clean sheet at home. Bridge is bouncing. This is just if the crowd is good. I think the Bridge will be up for it today, so hopefully we get a good crowd today. Subs make the difference. That's obvious. We always have that. Early goal, we always have that. I've put James impact sub. Now, this is really specific, but I just have a premonition in my head of James coming off the bench at 45 minutes or 65 minutes, whenever Lavia comes off and he comes on, and he has either a really good cross that leads to an assist, or he takes a shot from outside the box that goes in. I just have a really good feeling about James today. Over 2 goals scored. The recent games between Liverpool and Chelsea have been really, really low scoring, so this is for if either team scores over 2 goals. We have a game of 2 halves as always, unlikely goal scorer as always, player book for descent as always, clean tackle punish as always, the free space, Maresca ball in full flow as always. Then we have this, which is usually ref/VAR mistake. I've changed it to Liverpool today because we know that's going to happen again, hopefully not. Defensive howler as usual, a worldie as usual. I've gone for my player of the match shout is Lavia. I think he's going to be really important if he can play more than 45 minutes. I think he's going to be player of the match. Correct prediction, again, I'll get to that in a little bit. Set piece goal, me on vacation. I'm not over any time yet. No, okay. Palmer goal, again, I think this has to be the top. I feel like it's written in the stars for Cole Palmer to finally break his goal scoring duck in such an important game against Liverpool. I feel like this is the one he does it in. Whether it's a penalty or a scuffed shot or whatever, I don't care. It has to happen today. Weird sub, again, this one's something we've had on for the last few weeks. Sanchez Save Merchant. Now, this is an interesting one. I thought I'd put this on here because I feel like this might be a game where Sanchez, if he is playing, has to have a really, really good performance here and be stopping everything that kind of that gets thrown at him. And I feel like he's going to have a good game in terms of shot stopping. 11 out of 11. Ooh, I'll get to that in a second. And then, of course, 3 points for the win. Let us... I've done this again where I've kind of put the bingo card and the all of the text in front rather than in the back. I don't know why I've done that. Let me just fix that real quick and then we'll get to the actual thing. In fact, actually, I need to swap over to this anyway to get the lineup. So we'll do that real quick. Refresh the page. Chelsea. Okay. Caicedo on the image too. Lovely to see. Let me just fix this real quick. It's really annoying that I have to do this individually. You can't do it. I can't do it all at the same time, which is really, really silly. I think I might go back to the old method of doing it in doing the bingo cards as actual pictures rather than interactables, and then we can actually do it better that way. I'm nearly done. One sec. Boop and boop and boop. There we go. So move back to this. Newcastle got a penalty. Fuck it now. So this was the lineup that I predicted, and then boom, if we paste this in here, this is the lineup that got actually officially announced. Let me just adjust that real quick. There we go. So we have Sanchez, Caicedo at right back, Chalobah and Colwell as the centre back partnership, Cucurella as the left back. We have Lavia in the 6, Enzo. Oh, okay. So this is written as a 4-2-3-1 actually. So in actual fact, it's this. There we go. We have Madueke on the right side, Pedro on the left side, is what this kind of says to me. Is there anything interesting on the bench, though? James, obviously, on the bench. George is on the bench. Sanchez on the bench. Dewsbury Hall's on the bench. Josh is on the bench. Tosin and Badiashile. It's a pretty standard bench. The big things for me here, penalty ruled out. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. The interesting thing for me here is that Sanchez is starting, so he's obviously been named fit enough to play. Obviously, we have Caicedo in at right back, which is obviously an interesting decision. I personally think it's a fantastic decision because we finally get this is the best way we can set up with Caicedo at right back, because again, not only because he's so good at going backwards and preventing transitions and stuff like that, but when we move into the way that we actually play with 3 centre backs, this is so well balanced. Having these 4 players here, these 4 midfielders are the best 4 midfield. This is genuinely the best midfielder in the league if you can get all 4 of these players on the pitch at the same time. It's just we usually can't get all the 4 of these players on the pitch at the same time because either Lavia's injured or Palmer and Enzo can't play too well together, or we need to have another player in here to play in the right back spot. I love this. This is so good. These two in particular, let's get some red on here. These two in particular, I think, are a really good partnership. I spoke about that in my video if you watched that, which, again, thank you guys for the really good response on the video. I'm glad that that's gone over quite well. I've got a lot of feedback on that, and I will be applying that as well, because there is a few things I want. It's really annoying because that video, right, because I had to, there was a lot of, like, things which I had to do because of the FA copywriting it over and over again that made that not as good as I wanted it to be. But we move. We can fix those in due time. But yeah, very good lineup. As I said, this is what I wanted to happen. This is what we have got. This is basically the strongest lineup I think we could play, in all honesty. And yeah, we've got to take this to Liverpool now. And I think, again, at home with this, I think this is the best way we can play. The only thing which I'm worried about here is a few things. Firstly, Trevor Chalobah. Man, I'm a bit worried about him. I don't know. Just especially after the mistake he made in the Djurgården game, I'm so worried that he's going to make another mistake like that in this game. I'm backing him not to. The other thing I'm still worried about, Palmer not turning up. Again, we've seen it in numerous games this season where he just has not turned up in big games. He's been on this horrible duck. I'm backing him to break that duck today. Another thing is this kind of dynamic between Madueke and Neto. This is interesting because we see Madueke play really well on the left side and Neto play very well on the right side, so we might see them swap over, but this is the natural way that they start. I would imagine that kind of what happens here is that we see Madueke start on the right hand side as it's kind of said in the lineup, and then eventually what will happen is he'll come off, Neto will shift to the right, and Sancho will come onto the left side. That's what I kind of imagine would happen. Maybe towards the end of the game, if Jackson is particularly tired or whatever, George will probably come in that position as well. Also very interesting, I didn't mention this, no Nkunku on the bench. It's been very heavily rumoured that he's going to be leaving in this summer, and I think this is nail in the coffin type stuff for him now, where he's not even getting on the bench. So our prayers have been answered. I don't like nagging on players because there is 100% a player in there for Nkunku. He's definitely got quality about him. I just don't think he really had the mentality or the aptitude to play for this club ever. So yeah, good riddance. Anyone seen the Liverpool lineup? I haven't seen the Liverpool. You know what? Something we don't really often do on these live streams. So let me actually do that real quick. I'll swap to here. Let's see if we can find the Liverpool lineup actually. I don't know if they do Liverpool put it out on their Twitter. I don't know. I don't follow them. Yes, they do. Okay, so they have... Oh, this is definitely not full strength at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not full strength. We'll get this up as well. Oh, this is going to make me ill having this on my... Oh, having all this red on my screen is making me ill. I don't like it. In fact, we can put the two teams side by side here as well. We'll do that. When I swap this over. Boop. There we go. These are the two lineups. So for Liverpool, they have Alisson, which I kind of expected. They have Van Dijk. Oh, they've done. Are they one of these? They're one of these weirdo teams that put it in numerical order rather than formation order. Why do they do that? Ugh. I don't like it. So they have Alisson in goal. They have Endo, who I imagine will be playing in the middle, with Jones and Harvey Elliott, which is very not strong. Obviously, the back four will be Trent, Van Dijk, Kwanzaa, and Shimikas, which is what I kind of predicted, I believe. Up top, they have Jota instead of who did I predict? I predicted Luis Diaz, I think. They do have Gakpo, who I imagine will play on the left side, and then obviously Salah was going to play. Yeah, so pretty similar to what I predicted, except for Endo's playing instead of Gravenberch. Luis Diaz is out for Jota. Pretty much everything else is the same. This is funny, right? This is really funny, right? Because Alisson playing, I genuinely would rather face Alisson than face Kelleher. Like, genuinely. The amount of times that this Irish bastard has turned up against us in games is genuinely ridiculous. How many times he's been so good against us. I'm sick of it. I'm glad to see the back of him. I'm glad Alisson is playing. So that's good. Okay, I'm gonna start just putting people in timeout. Go. Let's get rid of you. Right. Your Liverpool friend predicted us dead on. You know what's really funny? I was now saying this. This is such a weird thing because you mentioned that, right? The me having this blue and red kind of set up really reminds me of your channel. It's got that same thing, same vibe, the half and half. But yeah, so pretty weak team for Liverpool. The only real danger men they have for me is obviously Gakpo and Salah. I think those two are the ones. Got to watch out for Trent being a creator on the right side. He's obviously going to probably do some kind of inversion into the middle, I would imagine, at times. I think that we can 100% get the better of. And the thing which I think is going to be Liverpool's downfall here is that I've spoken about, and Warwick's just said this, I've spoke about in my preview how important that winning that midfield battle is, and they have put out the weakest possible midfield that they probably could have. And that gives me a lot of confidence that we're going to absolutely overrun them in there. Whether we can actually convert that into goals is another thing. But yeah, good lineup from us. Pretty weak lineup from Liverpool. As I said, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. This was never going to be a long one. We don't really do those anymore. Feeling Blue will obviously be out after this game. I'm not sure. I can't do the math in my head quickly to when this game, it starts at 4:30, so it's 1:45. That's like what? 7:05, 6:05. I don't know. Somewhere around there. After the game, I'll be streaming again, and we can do the Feeling Blue and react to the Ujima Flips, the game, and hopefully we're going to be sitting here checking off the bingo card in good spirits because we've got 3 points. We're above Newcastle in the league. I actually should check those, see that if those fixtures are staying the same. They are currently still 1-0 down to Brighton, which is good. You know, United are losing to Brentford somehow, and Spurs are drawing with West Ham somehow. Crazy. But yes, as I said, thank you guys for hanging out as ever. Thank you for the support on the latest video too. I will see you guys after the game. Have a good one.